Hello and welcome to a gameplay for Seasons. Now, about a month ago, I had a latest news videos in relation to Hogwarts Legacy. I mentioned in that video that we're starting to get a few trickles and pieces of information. I mentioned 4 pieces of information we'd had recently in that video, and since then the trickle has carried on, and we've now had what I would say is 3 more pieces of noteworthy information that we can discuss. So I'm just rounding up in this video for you on Hogwarts Legacy. Remember, if you're interested in Hogwarts Legacy and you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and let's jump straight into this. I would say that of the 3 pieces of information, I think 1 is quite revealing, the other 2 maybe not so much. So the first thing I wanted to talk about then, and recent news that have got some people quite excited, is we recently had a leak from Nvidia GeForce Now, and what that leak said was that Hogwarts Legacy is going to be getting released in March 2022, which obviously got people quite excited. In reality, I feel like that leak was potentially a bit of a mistake, and that date was a bit of a placeholder. So I'd say, though obviously it created a bit of noise, that's probably something you can take with a pinch of salt. So the second piece of interesting information that I want to discuss then is an interview that Warner Brothers general manager Rachel Wakely had with Toy World magazine discussing the Wizarding World franchise. Now, she discussed, and I'm showing on screen, but she discussed there's 2 big releases going in 2022. The first of which is the film, which is obviously The Secrets of Dumbledore, Fantastic Beasts film, which is coming out on the 8th of April. And then she mentioned that the second major release 2022 is going to be the new game Hogwarts Legacy. Now, that does suggest that Hogwarts Legacy is going to be releasing after Fantastic Beasts, so sometime after April the 8th. But the reason you can't be too sure with this piece of information is she could have, though probably unlikely, be thinking about it purely in a priority in her own head or something like that. So it's a bit difficult to tell exactly. But it also is obviously very contradictory to the first leak, so both can't be right. And if I was going to guess which one would be right, it would be this one, to say it's going to be released sometime after April 2022, which is generally the expectation that's out there. Now, I mentioned one of the bits of news I want to discuss, which is the one I'm just about to talk about now, is a bit more revealing and tells us a bit more. And this one is a tweet that got released yesterday from Millie Amond, who does seem to be very reliable. She released a tweet yesterday, not saying very much, but obviously see, it's got the picture of Hogwarts Legacy. Above it, it says soon, which to me, if you link in with what she has said previously, which if we remember, I mentioned in the last video, that we'd get something in over October, which is obviously gone, or we will be getting something at the Game Awards, which is coming up at the beginning of December. And the crucial thing she said is we'd only get something if the assets are actually ready to show at that time. Now, the fact that she's had this with soon says to me that someone has said to her that it is ready, we are going to get it at the Game Awards. Now, of course, it could be that it's not going to be the Game Awards, it could be somewhere else. She said soon, maybe it's going to be November. But if I was to guess, I would say most likely you're probably going to see something at the Game Awards. That is the general consensus of what people are expecting. Like this video if you're pleased with that bit of news, and I'll see you in the next one.